ठीक है. So if we are talking about the term genetics, so genetics means the branch of science which deals with the word gene, ठीक है, which takes the word gene for the study. That means doubts are there. Okay? So just write them if your doubts are there. So the branch of science in which we study about the genes or the genetic material, okay, DNA and RNA about the different organisms. So that branch of science is known as genetics. Clear? One mark defined. Okay? After genetics, we use the word inheritance here. Means what properties we got from our parents. Okay? How we got it, that process generation से generation, the transfer of the characters. ठीक है. You have observed that many of you are just similar to your parents. ठीक है, means some characters of you, some features of you just similar to the mother or the father. How it has happened? Because you got some genes or the chromosomes, based on the chromosomes you got some characters from the parents. हमको वहां से inherit हुए. ठीक है, you got that as it is from the parents and that will be visible in your body. ठीक है. So most of the people you have seen means कई लोग बोलते भी जनरल लैंग्वेज में बिल्कुल मम्मी जैसा है पापा जैसा है. हाउ दैट मम्मी पापा जैसा वर्ड हियर, द साइंटिफिक टर्म इज यूज्ड हियर इनहेरिटेंस. ठीक है. So that properties, that signs or that symptoms you got from the parents, mother or father, any of one, ठीक है, that is known as inheritance. Clear? Second defined. Clear? ठीक है. So in the reproduction we have studies the mode of reproduction, sexual and asexual. ठीक है. What is the benefits of asexual reproduction? Means characters will be transferred as it is to the next generation. Means the generation will be identical to the parents. बिल्कुल same हो. ठीक है. But in sexual reproduction that is a benefit over asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is the base for the variation. ठीक है. If variations are there, the evolution will be there. Sexual reproduction की वजह से क्या हो रहा है? Variation. ठीक है. And if variations are there, the evolution will be there. ठीक है. Slowly, slowly, these variation will be collect, and after many years, this will make the base for the evolution. ठीक है. Earlier, if we see the human being, we were not like that. ठीक है. जैसे भी हम सीधे खड़े हैं, we were not like this. ठीक है. पहले अपन भी गोरिल्ला चिंपांजी जैसे थे, एंड स्लोली स्लोली इवोल्यूशन अकर्स एंड देन द शेप कम. ठीक है. सो मींस दैट आर द वेरिएशंस व्हिच accumulate and cause the changes. क्लियर? ठीक है. तो वेरिएशंस क्या है? वेरिएशंस आर द डिफरेंसेस अमंग द इंडिविजुअल्स. ठीक है. Variations are the differences among all the human individuals, among all the animals, so that they can be inherited to the next generation, and together this will make the base for the evolution. One more question: what is causing evolution? Clear? Okay. So these terms you got now. Okay. Again, here we will use the term genes, genome. Basic we are studying here, है ना? Whoever is just trying to opt bio in 11 12, so that chapter, that complete unit will be there in the detail. ठीक है. 6 lessons are from this one lesson. 6 नहीं, sorry, 3 lessons will be formed by this one lesson. ठीक है. So gene, genome terms I am writing first, then I am explaining. ठीक है. जीन, जीनोम, होमोजाइगस, हेटेरोजाइगस, है ना? So these are the some terms which we are using here. Alleles, जीन के साथ में alleles also लिखेंगे. ठीक है. चलिए. So these terms we have to define what is the gene and the alleles. The fragments of the DNA which are responsible for showing any character, which means expressing of the characters is controlled by the gene. ठीक है. If you want to disappear that character, that gene will be disappeared. हम उसको हटा देंगे, अलग कर देंगे, remove कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. With the biotech we can do this. We can alter the DNA also. ठीक है. Allele, because genes, all the genes on the chromosomes occurs in pair. ठीक है. तो सिंगल पार्ट और पेयर में सिंगल पार्टनर, दैट इज कॉल्ड द एलील. क्लियर, ठीक है। नाउ जीनोम, टोटल नंबर ऑफ द जीन्स एज वी आर डिप्लॉयड ऑर्गेनिजम्स, ठीक है। हमारा क्या है, डिप्लॉयड ऑर्गेनिज्म है ना, 2n = 46 लिखते हैं अपन। तो मींस all the chromosomes are in pairs. Human body we have the paired chromosomes, so that's why we are diploid organisms. So number of genes present on the haploid set of the chromosomes, that is known as genome, ठीक है। haploid chromosomes के ऊपर जितने भी genes present है, sum total of all the genes is known as genome, ठीक है। एंड डिप्लॉयड के मिला के सब कुछ, दैट इज नोन एज द जीन पूल, ठीक है। टोटल नंबर ऑफ द जीन्स इन आवर बॉडी या डिप्लॉयड ऑर्गेनिज्म में, दैट इज कॉल्ड द जीन पूल, ठीक है। नाउ कम टू द एक्शन जनरेशन, व्हेन वी विल गो टू द एक्सपेरिमेंटल पार्ट ऑफ दिस चैप्टर, ठीक है, देन वी विल सी मेंडल्स जनरेशन में पेरेंट्स है, देन फर्स्ट जो किड्स की जनरेशन होगी, दैट इज नोन एज द F1, ठीक है। फिर we will get the second generation from that, that is known as the F2 generation. So full form of F1 F2 is first filial generation, ठीक है, first filial generation, clear, and F2 is second filial generation, clear, ठीक है। चलिए, so next is homozygous heterozygous, ठीक है। So whenever we move to the experimental part, we will see that some characters are pure in nature. Pure मतलब both the alleles are of same type. जब हम experiment करेंगे, then we will see, ठीक है। अभी you will understand this define. Alleles
मैम
are of same type, ठीक है। Dominant है तो both are dominant, recessive है तो both are recessive, ठीक है। Dominant
मैम आवाज
Ma'am, your voice is low.
मैम आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
wait. अरे बेटा, ये speaking here only, ठीक है। If both the alleles are of capital letters, that is known as dominant, ठीक है। If that is smaller one, that it is known as recessive one, clear. But if both are same, either dominant or recessive, in both the cases it is known as homozygous, ठीक है। उस केस में हम उसको बोलेंगे वर्ड को homozygous genes, ठीक है, homozygous genetic makeup. But if these are mixed in the same generation, we will get dominant and recessive both. Then it is known as heterozygous condition. Clear? Ishika. Ishika hai? Can see?
Yes, ma'am.
है ना? You asked me that question that time. That's why I told you that in heredity we will get it. ठीक है? So this is the homozygous and heterozygous genetic makeup of any individual. ठीक है? Next will be genotype and phenotype. Terminology also only we are doing here, है ना? Genotypes and phenotypes. ठीक है। अब नाउ फर्स्ट phenotype will take. Phenotype क्या होता है? Pheno word we use for morphological appearance. बाहर से दिखने में कैसा है? Pheno means outer look, ठीक है। तो बाहर से दिखने में any organism is how it is, long है, short है, ठीक है। So that is known as the morphological appearance, and morphological appearance का जो ratio रहेगा, that is known as phenotypic ratio. Clear? But if that characters are internally not like that, जो हमें बाहर से दिख रहा है अंदर से वैसा नहीं होता. Genetic makeup is somehow a little bit different. Ratio होता है, that is little bit difference, ठीक है. And that is known as genotypes, ठीक है. How the genetic combination is there inside that organism, that is known as the genotypes. Clear? ठीक है. Genotype, phenotype both defines are clear, है ना? चलिए. So these all are the terminology regarding this chapter. If you are not getting any term, just ask me now. है ना? When you read, ठीक है, when the F1 will cross with F1 in the plant especially, ठीक है, so that is known as F2 generation we are getting in. Clear? F1 F2 clear? ठीक है. अब how this F2 or F1 will be looking from outer side, ठीक है. External morphology is how, depending on that we call it phenotype, ठीक है. Here we are talking in terms of ratios because experimental study है, So in the next class tomorrow we will do the experimental studies of the Mandels, and then you will come to know the phenotypes and the genotypes. ठीक है? Mean if in F1 generation all the plants are long, yeah, all the plants are short, yeah, mixed type of plants we are getting. So what is the ratio of that? That is known as the phenotypic ratio. ठीक है? And that appearance, long, tall, short, जो भी है, that appearance is known as phenotype. ठीक है? Outer appearance. ठीक है? And inside that actual condition क्या है? What is the genetic ratio of that organism? That is known as the genotype. Clear? Tomorrow you will just get at the term. ठीक है? Genotype, phenotype तो आपको अच्छे से clear हो जाएगा. We will start with the experiment, है ना? Mendel के experiment शुरू करेंगे, then we will come to. Clear? All the terminology what? All the terms are clear now?
मैम
Yes or
जीन्स
no?
का रेशियो मतलब
बेटा
Ma'am,
कल you will get it. Tomorrow you will get it, है ना? Otherwise ask me tomorrow again. है ना? Because without experiment we will not understand this. So tomorrow I will explain you the experiment done by the scientist, and then you will come to know. ठीक है? चलिए. ठीक है? So genetics variations on the terms we have done. Now come to the historical review. Historical part means who have studied, who first gathered the term. सबसे पहले किसने किया ये काम सारा? ठीक है? So first of all, the variations or the inheritance, that experimental studies. First of all, the scientists gave it Gregor John Mendel. ठीक है? So the name of scientists who studied first about the characters, how they are transferred from last generation to the next generation, that is done by the Mendel. So that is why the scientist Mendel, Mendel, ठीक है? Mendel is known as the father of the genetics. ठीक है? Means सबसे पहले experimental study की शुरुआत is done by the Mendel. That is why it is called the father. ठीक है? So father of genetics is Mendel. अब थोड़ा सा Mendel का background. Mendel family is not financially strong. ठीक है? उसके father church में काम करते थे. That's why they live in that Montessori area. ठीक है? वहीं वो आसपास रहते थे. He was monk there in the church. There in that garden होते हैं ना outside सब में. So he used to just look around all the gardens and all the plants there. तो वहाँ pea plants were more in their number. ठीक है? So he used to just see those plants, how they are growing and how they are doing. Maybe just wait, है ना? I'm just taking it. हाँ. So how these plants and how these all are just working and how the characters are being transferred. So he was very curious about all these things. कि ये सब कैसे control हो रहा है? So he used to do the experimental studies with that. ठीक है? So he used that plant for the study, and particular from this plant, he just chose some characters. All the characters नहीं, he chose some characters from this plant only. कि I will focus on these words. ठीक है? जैसे अगर मैं बोलूँ मैं evolution पढ़ा रही हूँ तो I will just focus on the evolution. ठीक है? So same that Mendel just think that I am to study on the color of the seed or shape of the seed. So he focused on that part only. Okay, so overall from the pea plant he chose 7 characters for the study. Okay, what those 7 characters are, what the name of the pea plant. Okay, so he selected pea plant first for the study. Okay, but क्या बेटा एक advantage disadvantage रहा Mendel के साथ में, that at that time ठीक है the science was not too developed, बहुत कुछ development नहीं था. So the work done by the Mendel was not published in the reputed journals because financially strong नहीं था ना. So he was not supported by the reputed journal for the study. सबने ऐसे ही लिया हल्के में, यूं ही है. But later on, when the rediscovery of the Mendel work was done by some other scientists, then he got the credit for those work. ठीक है? So इसके साथ में mistake हम कहें या bad luck, what was there? The advancement of the science was not too much. The work of the Mendel that was not published in the reputed journals. So overall public that was not aware of the work of the Mendel. सब लोग aware नहीं हुए कि उसने क्या कर डाला. ठीक है? So that was the bad luck of Mendel, we can say. ठीक है? Later on the same work was published by some other scientists, and that's why he got recognition for the work done by the Mendel. ठीक है. And one more thing, because of the negative point we can say at that time, this is not actually negative, but because of some scientists of that time, they just got it as a negative point. What Mandel did, he just do the mathematical calculation with the biology. ठीक है, all the plants studies and सबके साथ में he used mathematical formula also for the calculations. Thousands of plants together grow, and thousands of characteristics they are just studying from the same class. So it is not easy to calculate all the things. So Mendel's used stats there. Statistics जो होती है ना अपनी branch of maths, he used stats, or we can say he used mathematical formula to formulate all the results. So the scientists did not accept this कि हम बायो की स्टडी के लिए मैथ्स भी यूज कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. So that is why also he also not got the recognition. उसको नहीं मिला. He didn't get the recognition for the work कि हाँ मैंने कुछ अच्छा किया है. Clear? So this is also disadvantage with the Mendel कि क्यों उसको काम नहीं मिला या क्यों he was not recognized for the work. Now with the advancement in the science, when the scientists rediscover the work या re-experimental with that other plants, then he got the recognition. ठीक है. So the name of the pea plant scientific name is Pisum sativum. One more question. Scientific name of the pea plant. Pisum sativum. Name of writing scientific names. The rules are there. ठीक है. First letter capital will be there. All letters will be running. ठीक है. Small letters. And while we are writing with the hands, that must be underlined. While we are printed, computer में कर रहे हैं, then it should be italics. ठीक है. Underline नहीं होगा, italics होगा. So that is known as the scientific name of the pea plant, Pisum sativum. ठीक है. Scientific name की requirement क्यों पड़ी? Why the names of the scientific name required? बोलो.
to understand it
To make
internationally.
हाँ, to understand the international, क्योंकि in all the countries the language is different. अपन इंडिया की बात करें तो language are totally different. यहाँ कुछ साउथ में कुछ है ना, ईस्ट में कुछ. So to provide the similarity to the whole world, the names are given. Scientific names are given to each and every plant and the animal. सबको scientific name दिया गया so that they can be recognized by the scientists with the same name. ठीक है. Means in our country, if we are working with Pisum sativum, so in the other countries also, America, Australia की बात करें, they also just understand कि हाँ they are working with the pea plant Pisum sativum. ठीक है. So that's why they have given the name, scientific name to the plants or the animals. Clear? If you are talking about the genetic makeup of that pea plant, ठीक है, it is also diploid plant and chromosome number is 14 only. ठीक है, अपना 46 है and it is having only 14 chromosomes. Clear? So अगर हम haploid side की बात करें, genome will be 7 chromosomes. ठीक है? Chromosome 7 genes are there, but है ना, number of genes also we can calculate, but that is different. ठीक है. If you are talking about the human genome, है ना, हम अपनी बात कर रहे हैं, the number of genes or the base pairs we have is 3 into 10 raised to the power 9 genes, haploids है. ठीक है. चलो, that is a different thing. Clear? Now the 7 characters or the variation how it occurs. ठीक है. First we will see the characters he chose in the pea plant for the study. ठीक है. 7 characters we will write in the table. Either you will take the screenshot or I will send you the table to write in the notes. ठीक है. First you are writing the characters. What characters he chose? Seed, the shape and color. ठीक है. Seed shape and seed color he chose. Then pod. Pod you understand ना? Fully complete. ठीक है. Pod shape and pod color. Shape means wrinkled है और flat pod है. ठीक है. Depending on that also they have dominant or recessive characters. अच्छा ये दो terms और रह गए, dominant and recessive. ठीक है. Pod भी shape and color. ठीक है. Position of the flower. ठीक है. Tip पे है और in the present in the side. Flower position. ठीक है. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. ठीक है. Next is stem height. Tall plant है और short plant है. Depending on that also we can say dominant or recessive color. ठीक है, एंड द कलर ऑफ द फ्लावर, ठीक है. टोटल 7 कैरेक्टर्स आर देयर. सीड शेप, सीड कलर, पॉड शेप, पॉड कलर, ठीक है. 7 characters done. ठीक है. So these 7 characters chosen by the Mendel for the study. अब just imagine if thousands of plant we are growing and in thousands of plants we are just noticing these 7 characters. So we have to mark each and everything in the part. ठीक है. We have to mark each and everything in the labeled form so that it can be managed. Otherwise calculation will be very difficult. ठीक है. So because thousands of plants are present, pod beta I just told you ना, pod means फली. Complete आप लोग के यहाँ फली को क्या बोलते हैं यार? In local language तो I don't know, है ना? Means many vegetables are present there in the tube-like structure. That फली pod.
Beans.
हाँ, beans जैसे beans is there ना in the form of long tubule-like structure. So that complete structure is known as pod. है ना? जैसे मटर का है, pea plant में जो complete आता है ना, एक मटर जिसको अपन बोलते हैं, that is not a single, that seed is single मटर, है ना? And that complete is known as pod. जो हम खोल के take out the peas, है ना? Seeds निकाल लेते हैं उसमें से.
मैम
7 characters Mendel chose for the studies and he marked each and every plant for the characters. Each and every generation के result he maintained properly on the paper to calculate. ठीक है, otherwise it is not possible to calculate, है ना? So that's why he calculated all the results there. Clear? ठीक है. ठीक है. अब why only pea plant? Many plants were present in the Montessori. Why only pea plant he chose? So there were some reasons to choose pea plant. The first reason is because pea plant is very small plant to grow. It is easy to grow, not demanding too much care for the plant कि मुझे बहुत nutrition दो, मुझे बहुत plant watering करो. Nothing is required for that, है ना? बहुत ज़्यादा requirement नहीं है, बहुत hard work required नहीं है. The second is it is a very short period of time. ठीक है, मतलब we will get the result into 3 and 4 months, not more than that, है ना? Short plant है, short living plant है, तो we will get the result in 3 to 4 months. So we don't have to wait for years for getting the result, है ना? जब तक पता नहीं scientist तो रहे ना रहे. So if we want to get 5, 6, 7 generation, so within 2 or 3 years we can complete our study. Clear? So that is why, because of that, we chose pea plants. Okay, this is again two mark question. Why Mendel chose pea plant? What characters Mendel chose from pea plant? Okay, 7 characters and these reasons are required here for 2 mark question. Okay, next is because pea plant के जो flowers हैं, these are having the bisexual characteristics. Bisexual means male and female part or the sex organs they are present in the same flower. ठीक है, so that's why cross pollination and self pollination, whatever is necessary for the experiment, they can be done. ठीक है, वो आराम से वहीं के वहीं कर सकता है. Nothing required for the transportation. ठीक है. विशाल रेट है ना, हाई सर्कुलेटर. क्लियर हो गया. ठीक है. These flowers because bisexual है, तो predominantly मतलब specifically they are self pollinating because both the parts are there in the same plant. But if we want to cross pollinate, we can do. And thus we will remove only stigma will be there in the same plant. ठीक है, दूसरे में से हमने stigma हटा दिया. So that means whatever we want we can do with the flower experimental study के लिए. ठीक है, so that is easy in the pea plant. Clear? ठीक है. And number of seeds are more in the single pod. So depending on the seed, if you want to take the seed for the experiment, so number of seeds are more in the single pod. ठीक है, तो हम आराम से स्टडी के लिए we can use. ठीक है. Number of contrasting traits are there. Contrasting traits क्या होते हैं? Contrasting means लंबा है तो छोटा भी है. ठीक है, means if pod shape is constricted तो inflated भी है. Constricted मतलब कुछ pods you have seen like this in the care and figure है ना, the Rajasthani desert plant. ठीक है, and some are simply these are inflated shape, they are constricted shape. ठीक है, tall plant is there, short plant is also there. So 7 characters में he got all the contrasting traits for 7 characters. ठीक है, shape, color, all the things they have the Often we have to both plants and scientific name does not change. Okay? Scientific names will remain in all the countries for all the organisms. But human being in our country is Homo sapiens. It will be Homo sapiens in Russia also, in America also, in Australia, Africa, in all the continents. Okay? In space also, if we talk about the human beings, then we will be remaining Homo sapiens. We are not talking here about the Navy and the Parallel. We are just talking about the human race. Okay? And that will be Homo sapiens. Clear? Chalo. Again back. Okay? So these are the characters and the reasons. 3-4 reasons we have to write for 2-mark question. Characters 7 you have to write for 3-mark question. What characters we use for the study. Clear? And all the defines for 1-mark question. Clear? Up to defines, I just told you left, dominant or recessive. Okay? Dominant are those which can be expressed in the next generation. Okay? Means if you are getting from parents to F1 generation. Okay? So F1 generation, how it will be in the phenotypical appearance, it is known as the dominant characteristics. Means all the plants are tall. You will see that tomorrow experiment that Mendel got all the plants tall in the F1 generation. Means the gene which was controlling the tallness plant was in the dominant form, and that's why it just overlap on the recessive one. So overlap हो गया recessive, so dominant will be expressed in the F1 generation. But when we are crossing F1 to F1, then that will be segregated. तो वो अलग अलग हो जाएंगे, separate out हो जाएंगे. ठीक है? That experiment you will study when we will do that. Okay? Means not experimentally, but when I will teach you here experiment, then you will. Okay? So today only we have taken the general introduction about the genetics, terms, on the terminology means, and experimental setup of the Mendel's plant. Clear? Boliye. If any doubt in that, you can ask me. Tomorrow I will start with the